Hey guys, it's Penelope in London, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little chat about Mars, of what Mars is up to over the coming weeks. And what we can see at the moment, this is today's chart, this is solar fire. And at the moment, if we look at the North Node is in Gemini at 27 degrees. The nodes, which are our life path, and for all of us at the moment, it's 27 degrees Gemini. This is the collective chart. And the nodes move around the chart this way, okay, that way, and the planets move around this way, like this. When a planet goes retrograde, it moves this way. So you can see at the moment the nodes are always, they're mainly always retrograde, so it's worth knowing that. And the planets we've got retrograde at the moment are Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn here, and they're all conjunct at the moment. And we've also got conjunct Chiron and Mars, so we can see this going on there. And we looking at Chiron is to do with the wound. It's to do with the wounded healer. So it's our early imprint, or an imprint possibly from past life, that we're trying to resolve. So the wound is something that we need to resolve within ourselves, and this plays out through our lives as it moves through different houses. So that Chiron actually takes between 49 to 51 years to become conjunct in our own chart, and Mars takes roughly 2 years to move around the chart, and every 2 years roughly it goes retrograde, which it's going to do on around September the 9th, and that's going to go on for 10 weeks. So what we look at the moment, what Mars is up to, because Mars is our like our impulse nature. It's where we're impulsive, it's where we have frustration, it's where we have, can have anger, it's where we want to reach a goal, it's where we want to assert ourselves, and it's also to do with our sexuality. It's like, how we act out, and just our desire. So in part, although it's conscious, there's some consciousness surrounding it, there are unconscious impulses within us as well, and reactions, and that's what Mars is in, when we work with Mars. And wherever it is in our chart, for instance, my Mars is in my 6th house of Taurus, but it's in the sign of the 6th house, so it's in Virgo. So we integrate a chart and look at it in many different ways. Now, what you have is that you can see that Mars currently is square to Jupiter, but as time moves on, it's at 16 degrees at the moment. It's going to go all the way to 28 degrees over the coming weeks until September 9, and then it's going to retrograde all the way back to 15 degrees, and then station, and then it's going to go forward again, and that's going to take 6 months, till the first week in January to do that course that it's going to do. And as a result of this, Mars is activating the Jupiter, which is to do with truth, and it's to do with the bigger picture, and it's to do with dogma, it's to do with spirituality and religion, it's to do with overseas travel, and it's to do with foreign countries, and the ruler, it rules, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Then we have Pluto that rules Scorpio, and Pluto is birth, death, and transformation and transmutation. It's where we basically become something else. Something gets completely blasted away if it's cataclysmic, and we start again, but we have rebirth and we become something new. And then we have also Saturn, which is to do with our teaching teacher. It's also our wisdom. It becomes wisdom, and it's a slow progress, and it also restricts us. So this is what currently is going on in society, and astrologers knew from this conjunction here. We had 22 degrees. They were all 22 degrees, apart from Jupiter, which caught up later on the 12th of January. They were conjunct, and this conjunction showed astrologers in Capricorn that we were going to have a breakdown of patriarchy, and that we were going to have a re-evaluation of, because it's Capricorn, which is to do with governments and rulership, that we were going to have a valuation of where we're at in humanity, so that we get to evolve. Now, if I take the chart and I'm going to go by weeks, and we're going to go weeks ahead. Today is the 27th of July in the UK, and we're going to go forward, and I'd like you to watch Mars At the moment, we're quite wounded at the moment, I would say, with the Chiron and Mars. You know, there's a lot of impulsiveness around our wounding, and we're trying to heal something, you know, but there's a gift here for us in doing the inner work. It's not easy. We've got the sun is in Leo at 4 degrees, and we've also got Mercury in Cancer, which will eventually move into Gemini. Sorry, not Gemini. It will move into Leo. I'm going backwards. It'll move into Leo also. The Mercury will move into Leo. So we've got a lot going on. The moon moves quickly, 28 days around the chart. Jupiter takes 12 years around the chart. Pluto takes 245 years around the chart. And Saturn takes about 29 years around the chart. Neptune takes 184 years. Chiron takes 49 to 51 years around the chart. Mars takes 2 years. Uranus takes about 84. Venus, again, is 200 and I think it's 45 days. I could be slightly out there, but that 288, I think, and that is quite quick moving. And also we've got Mercury, which is 88 days around the chart, and the Sun a year, and the North Node takes 18 years to go round the chart that way. So let's go forward. At the moment, we're going to go by weeks. We're on the 27th. We're going to go 1 week, 2 weeks. So we're going to go there. We've got 21 degrees in 2 weeks' time, 10th of August. We've got a square to Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. So the energy there is going to be quite tough for us over the coming weeks. And when it reaches 28 degrees, which is 24 there, and then it's 28, then it's going to station. So we've got to know that Mars is in the sign of Aries. So let's go a week ahead. And what we've seen is that it's then going retrograde. You can see it's gone into a retrograde, and that will continue for 10 weeks. So I'll show you that in a moment. But what I'd like to say about Mars in Aries, which may be quite helpful to you, like if you had Mars in Aries in your chart, and then we're just going to apply this to humanity. So Mars in Aries is about breaking free of past patterns to form new patterns. So we're going back to, you know, we're going to also look at the house and aspects in our own chart. But if we look at Mars in Aries, it's where we don't want to be restricted, and therefore we will resist anyone who tries to stop our freedom. It's where we can be self-centered and feeling special. It's where we have courage and we want our own authority. It's about where we want to pioneer. Anger can arise when we are judged or controlled, which we can see a lot of that's going on at the moment, like with all in the UK, for instance, you know, the mandatory on masks. Some people don't want to wear them, some people do. Here there can be, you know, sexual willfulness, and that's just generally during that period. But look at where it is in your own chart. It's really important that we learn here about others' needs and know that others' needs are also important and matter, and that we learn to give freely and learn to listen to others' needs. And this means that we have to tap into the Libra polarity, which is, you know, taking others into account. So we've got a bit of a job on our hands with this Mars in Aries over the next coming months. So this is the 31st of August. So let's just see where this goes. It's retrograde still, and it's still retrograde, and it's going to get back to, let's see here. It's gone back to, and then it's going to retrograde at 23 degrees. And we keep going back 21. Can you see here? And then it's 17, then it's 16, and then it's 15, and then it's going to station and go forward again, okay? And that's in November. And it's going to go forward, but as it goes forwards again at 16 degrees, what it's going to do is square the Pluto and the Saturn and the Jupiter again. So this is a bit of hard work on our hands, but it does come out of that. Briefly there, you can see that Mars then is trining and the square is off on the 14th of December. And that's when it's, you know, it's slightly off there, but it's just, I think we got 20 degrees. So we've got, that's 28 and 29. So it's still going to be hitting Pluto at that point, but it's out of orb just with Jupiter and Saturn. So let's go forward. And then we've got on the 21st of December, we've got Jupiter and Saturn are moving into Aquarius. That's a big time for us. And we've got Pluto that's still going to be in Capricorn. And what we'll do, you see, when this gets to 28 degrees, then it's going to be hitting the Pluto, sorry, it's going to be hitting the Jupiter and the Saturn again. I'll just show you as we go into the new year. So there you go. So this is the 4th of January. So this gives you some idea how this is playing out, and it's still at 28 degrees there. And then when we get to the 11th of January, then it's in the sign of Taurus. So there's a lot more on this, but this is some food for thought for you. And also, if I'm going to load some videos this week on Mars through the houses, so that you'll be able to work through your Mars and use it and utilize it to the best of your benefit, and understand what it's going to do for you when it's going to go retrograde. For me, it's happening in my 5th house, so I'm very grateful for that, because I'm going to be doing some projects and creativity and inner work as well, and also building a website and making YouTubes and doing other things, so, and also writing as well. So for me it's worked out quite well, but for all of us it's different. But this is quite a lineup we've got here. You can see the 11th of January. This is quite interesting, this stellium going on here, although it's in different houses. The Aquarius, Mercury and Jupiter, we've still got quite a very close lineup here. We'll talk about that more. That's it for today, and thank you for watching. If you want me to do a reading with you, I'm doing an offer till the end of August for $25 for an hour, and I record and I work with you on your own chart to help you understand. And if you understand charts, then join, feel free to book me as well, because we can just have a good look at what's going on and look at the nodes, your life path as well. Thanks for watching.